In his new book, The Cost of My Faith, Jack Phillips explains why he couldn't design and bake a cake for two men celebrating a gay marriage.
The Bible is pretty clear that God made male and female, and he joined them together in marriage, and marriage was his design, his idea. I'm not smart enough to do anything like that. And he created it unique and special between a man and a woman, and any other view of that would go against biblical principles.
Phillips insists his refusal wasn't about discrimination or homophobia. From the beginning, Phillips and his wife agreed there were many designs and orders they would not fulfill because of their faith and conscience.
Among them would be cakes to celebrate Halloween, cakes that had alcohol in them, cakes that would denigrate other people or belittle them, including people that identify as LGBT.
As for denigrating, Phillips takes issue with the labels and accusations thrown at him by the Colorado Civil Rights Commission, as it ruled his freedom of religion provided no right to refuse baking the cake in question.
One of the commissioners said that religious freedom was a despicable piece of rhetoric, and that it's been used for different things like, slavery and the Holocaust. And to compare not creating a cake that celebrates a view of marriage that I couldn't do, but comparing that to the Holocaust and slavery were particularly offensive.
The commission ordered Phillips to either bake the gay wedding cake or stop making wedding cakes altogether. It also ruled his staff had to go through mandatory re-education to teach them their baker was wrong. Phillips, however, refused to surrender, realizing his fight for his business, faith, and conscience could affect all Americans.
This has been so much more than just, can Jack go back to making cakes again or anything like that. It's so that every American has the right to live and work according to their conscience without fear of punishment, especially punishment from the government in this way.
His case was really important, right? It's about the freedom of all artists and all Americans to control what they say and only promote the messages they believe in.
Alliance Defending Freedom's John Scruggs was one of the lawyers fighting for Phillips. He was amazed at how cool and calm the baker's faith in God kept him through years of legal battles.
Jack lost numerous times before we got to the U.S. Supreme Court. And as us, the lawyers, we would get so frustrated, about what was going on. And he just had such a quiet faithfulness and trust that God was in control of the judge's opinions and of the results. It was really a testament.
Jack Phillips had a chance to show his true character and faith when outside Washington's museum, he ministered to a young gay man reading headlines about Phillips' U.S. Supreme Court victory the day before.
He broke into tears and he's like, well, what's going to happen to us? What's going to happen to me? What about our rights?
The baker assured the young man this wasn't a loss for homosexual rights and emphasized he, Phillips, wasn't some anti-gay bigot.
Tried to be compassionate with this young man and tell him, this is not who I am. I'm not a hateful person. I gave him my card with my phone number and tried to talk to him and say, you can reach me anytime at this number.
Phillips insists no matter how much pressure is put on Christians to conform to various agendas and what's politically correct, they must stand by God and their faith.
We still, as Christians, have to follow what the Bible teaches and follow Christ's mandates.
As he relates in his book, The Cost of My Faith, it's a practice he and his family continue to preach.
We decided which cakes we would and would not create. It was like drawing a line in the sand that we couldn't cross. And we still have to, as Christians, as Americans, draw our lines and know where we stand and know what we'll fight for.
Paul Strand, CBN News, Washington.